Three, two, one. I hope everyone. I know we made you wait for a little long, but there's a saying the sabar ka phal meetha hota hai. So I hope the next 1 hour is really sweet for all of you. I have few announcements to make, and then we can start with the show. On behalf of MCA Worldwide, I like to extend a very warm welcome to you. Tonight, we gather not merely to listen, but to reflect. This evening is an invitation to pause, to look, and to engage with ideas that have inspired seekers and philosophers across generations. Welcome to an evening on consciousness, the God problem, and the meaning of life. Thank you for choosing to be a part of this unique experience. I would like to acknowledge our partners as they have been visible right over here. And post this, we can start with the show. We extend a heartfelt thanks to our official partner, HEM, our official travel partner, Club Mahindra, official hydration partner, Plug, official sweet partner, Chetas, official camper partner, Campior, official lifestyle enhancement partner, Aroma, official jewelry partner, Sour Gems, official athleisure partner, Crava, official dining partner, Easy Diner, official electrical partner, Philips, official travel bag partner, National Miles, official creative partner, Vector Art, official outdoor gear partner, D Vagabond, official hunger partner, Smith& Jones, official vegan butter partner, Plantations, official PR and marketing partner, Ad Republic, official outdoor partner, Simca, official spicy partner, Cheng's Secret, official media partner, The Free Press Journal, and finally, our official films partner, Rock Films. Thank you for believing in this vision and making this evening possible. Now, I would like to invite someone really special. It is my honor to invite a person who's going to lead tonight's conversation. Rohit Jaiswal is the founder of MCA Worldwide and co-founder of Vector Art. With over a decade of experience in brand activations and experimental marketing, sponsorship, strategic partnership, having delivered campaigns for leading national and international brands. From building his venture as a bootstrap entrepreneur, he is now on a mission to scale the organization from 78 to 400 employees by the end of 2007. I think that deserves a round of applause. It's a lot of work there. He looks to build a strong foundation towards an IPO driven by innovation, operational excellence, and long-term value creation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our host for the evening, Mr. Rohit Jaiswal. Please have a seat. Now, finally, the wait is over. It's time for me to bring on stage. But before that, I have a small introduction for her. Harima Priyanka's journey has been one of remarkable transitions, spanning diverse fields before emerging as vocalist, philosopher, and a seeker committed to living a life of virtue. Her life has often been described as many lives lived within a single lifetime, a story that unfolds like a film within a film. From early age, Harima Priyanka trained in martial arts, athletics as a runner and sprinter, where she became a multiple-time gold medalist. She later trained in jazz, contemporary dance, and ballet, before turning her full attention to philosophy and music. She worked professionally as a model, was an emerging actor who had completed work on 2 feature films, and performed in more than 2,000 shows and live events across her different fields of expertise. Her professional journey also included work as a fitness coach with studies in nutrition and science. She has trained athletes, including a former Olympic gold medalist in Pilates and core conditioning. During her years in fashion and media industry, she collaborated with publications such as Vogue, Condé Nast Traveler, Harper's Bazaar, India Today, Grazia, and LA, among others. She has also conducted more than 200 workshops across various disciplines. A meditator since the age of 4, through her early martial arts training, Harima gradually shifted her focus away from conventional well-being industry. Over the years, she has also conducted workshops for individuals with speech impairments following brain stroke, as well as for those facing mental health challenges. While acknowledging the value of practices such as meditation, yoga, and other methods of self development, she regards them as a secondary to a more fundamental inquiry into consciousness, the nature of reality, wisdom, and what it means to be human. Her work today centers on questions that she considers foundational. What is consciousness? What is the nature of reality? What is the brain? What does it mean to be human? What are space and time? What is the meaning of life? For many years, Harima has accepted invitations to speak at programs in India and abroad, conducting workshops, many offered free of charge and otherwise organized for private groups by invitation. She intentionally kept these gatherings limited, explaining that she never wished to commercialize her philosophical work or intellectual inquiry on a large scale, nor create a personality cult, an authoritarian movement, a new religion, and another rigid system of belief. Instead, her work is centered on open philosophical dialogue, critical inquiry, and exploration of consciousness. Please join me by rising up and putting your hands together as I welcome Harima Priyanka on stage for the very first time. Thank you so much for being part of this event. Now we're going to move to the original track here. Music has the power to express that words often cannot. This evening we are honored to unveil Harima Priyanka's latest original track, Sure Sham, presented for the very first time through a specially created audio visual experience. I would like to invite Bhavya Raj to join on stage. This sacred track has been dedicated by Harima Priyanka to all those affected by conflicts and wars taking place across the world. It's an offering of peace, compassion, and healing for the countless children, women, and men who have lost their lives or continue to endure immense suffering amidst catastrophic conditions. The mantra is a timeless peace prayer drawn upon Upanishads and other revered Vedic scriptures. It is rendered in the soulful voice of Harima Priyanka with the original foundational melody created by Harima and the musical composition by Bhavya Raj. May this sacred offering inspire peace, harmony, and compassion in the hearts of all. Can we have the lights off and the music, please?
सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णमभवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति 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 शान्तिः ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णमभवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति 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 शान्तिः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
I think that deserves a more louder round of applause. It's a lot of hard work and dedication into that song. Now, as we are about to begin this evening's conversation, I would like to call some people, the core team of tonight's event. I'm gonna call their names and one by one, please come on the stage. And post that, we're gonna start with the show. Starting with Harima Priyanka, Rohit Jaiswal, Krishnendu Sen, Romer Sen, Kafil Fauzan Qureshi, Tarun Agrawal, Ayush Jaiswal, Sufyan Sheikh, Lakshika, and Simran. And we also would like to invite Neha Jaktani ma'am on the stage right now. It would be a perfect time. Well, thank you so much for being part of this. Your passion, hard work, and countless hours behind the scenes have made this evening possible. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm round of applause for our team. Thank you, everyone. You can take your seats now. We also like to thank our sincere, heartfelt thanks to Romain Sen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. We now begin an evening on consciousness. Please welcome once again Harima Priyanka and Rohit Jaiswal. You can please start the proceedings.
Thank you, everybody. Uh, so let's begin with the questions that I have for you today. The first question that we had was the title of tonight is an evening consciousness. If you just had 1 minute, how would you explain consciousness to someone who's never thought it about before? When you say consciousness, what exactly are you talking about?
First of all, thank you for coming and joining in for this thing. Let's begin with an experiment.
Sure.
Do you have phones in your hand? You have? Anything in your hand. When I say what is consciousness, I want you to feel, okay? This is not a method, so don't take in the literal sense that Harima said that is what is consciousness. This is just a metaphor. Hold your phone, close your eyes, anything, hold it in your hand. Okay. Now, what do you realize? Where do you realize this? Can somebody answer? George, will you help me go to the audience? Yeah. Yeah. Anybody can tell me what do you realize when you are holding something in your hand? Do we see any hand here? No?
Well,
Is it all we are sitting brain dead?
no, I realize I'm being told something and I'm doing it, and I have something in I have my phone,
Ah.
which is a very dear phone to me,
Okay.
and I just followed you
But
out.
where do you realize it?
Where do I realize it? In uh, my brains that I got a command. I mean, I'm actually not realize, like how do I realize, what do I realize?
Okay, no words. Come back again. Look at everything, look at each other, look at me, look around. See all the architecture, look at everything. And where does this realization happens? It happens at the mental space. It is not what we hear when we talk about consciousness. People get there are many views of consciousness. I'm not talking about the consciousness as a method. I'm not talking about the spiritual metaphysics. Okay? Okay, I am the consciousness. No, I'm not the consciousness. So, consciousness is the source from where the images arise. It's the foundation of everything. Okay? Consciousness means the reality, the nature of reality. What do we realize when we look at everything, whatever experiences you're having in your life, whatever you go through, what you call yours, that experience is happening at a mental space. That shows how small and how limited we are. So I was hearing from behind the scenes, somebody said it's all the answers are on the intrinsic level, it is available, right? Where is that computer? Who said this? All the answers are inside. Was there somebody who had? Yeah. So because I would like to discuss about that. All the answers are not at all there inside. So don't satisfy yourself with wrong answers. The problem here is that in our culture, we are the one who began with consciousness, but we are the one who lost consciousness very fast. So consciousness is actually just the source, only the source. I'll call it in another way, ontological primitive, the main thing which cannot be reduced. We all are reducible to it. So that's why when we say, somebody asked me long back that how can I be conscious? We are just conscious agents. We are just very limited conscious agents. We are just limited box with a very limited content in it. So do not think that I am the entire universe. So I keep hearing, am I God? No, you are not God. Neither am I. Right? We all have unique contents which can be, we have to use the language very carefully because language has evolved in many million years for the reason. But what happens, we talk gibberish and we say, oh, maybe I am the one. No, I am not. I am limited. The moment you realize that we are limited, that is the time you realize your boundaries. You are a compounded boundary, a compounded segment, a pattern's pattern. You have actually, you are a shared experience. So this mobile, when I say you're holding in your hand, or the room, you look at the roof, everything in my hand is everything is a shared experience. This world is actually a shared mental processes. Okay, so that is what I call consciousness. Consciousness is a fundamental force, a reality, and that is why the very nature of reality is more than the physical. It is mental, and consciousness is mind. It is the fabric, like I'm wearing this cloth, this is the blank. Don't take this in a literal sense, like you start giving the metaphor to somebody else. Like we learn, little bit and give the example in that sense. It is just a metaphor. When you see this, on this there is no design, right? This is a blank cloth. So that blank thing is consciousness. Yeah?
Very nicely briefed on this. Can we move to the second one which we had in mind?
Okay.
How can we reach to God and what is the meaning of our life? How can reach to God and what is the meaning of our life? How to be happy and successful?
How can we reach to God? This is what I'm seeing every day. Everybody wants to reach to God, right? You don't need to reach to God because you are in God. You cannot reach. So anywhere you go, you do chanting, you do mantra, or let's say any kind of practices you do. You are in it, so there is no need to reach. There is no need to reach. You are always home. You are, for that, first of all, you need to understand what is God is. As I said, consciousness is a mental space, mental phenomena. I call it noumena. Uh, this is what is the God. I'm not talking about God as what we call idols. Idols are our idols. They are the again shared mental experiences. They are not absolute. None of it, what we see, what we can explain in physical manner, in physical terms, these are all experiences. We are talking about experiences. But where is the experiencer then? We have to talk about the experiencer. So experiencer that is what I call consciousness, the foundation, nature of reality. Okay? So that is what is God. Mind, a mental space where all kind of beautiful experiences, madness, chaos, unique things are happening, and very ugly things as well as happening. Yeah. So that's why you do not reach to God. There is no mukti from it. You cannot be free of your experiencer. How can you be free of your experiencer? The experiencer is experiencing you. You are the very isness of that is. You are the beingness of that being. The being, that nothingness, is actually not nothing. It is all. But yet we cannot call ourselves that I am God. I am not God in the absolute sense because I am not standalone property. Anything in your hand you're holding in this hall or in your life, whatever you have experienced, it is even the deities, whatsoever idols you believe in, that is a experience. That's an experience happening, and you are experiencing along with that. So that means you are the multiple patterns of many experienced patterns. So this whole entire piece of body is put by multiple shared experiences. So it's not, that is why you are never static. What you were in childhood, you are not now like that. The basic content which can be called as a body, like which was ready to be body, that is there. But what you see, that you are experiencing all different kind of things all the time, and that is why I advise that we should not be static. Static is like you're a brain dead. You don't need to, if you're going good, as long as you're not an absolute mad, you should not be static. No need to be static because you are the experience of God. There is no liberation out of it. You have to stop looking for the liberation. ईश्वर के पास हम नहीं पहुंच सकते क्योंकि हम ईश्वर के अंदर हैं. ईश्वर हमारे अंदर नहीं है, हम ईश्वर के अंदर हैं. तो अभी जिसके अंदर है आप, उससे कैसे यू विल गेट फ्री? उससे कैसे फ्री होंगे आप? जिस दिन फ्री होना बंद कर देंगे उस दिन यू आर फ्री. You have to stop having this notion that I have to be someday, I have to get liberated. मुझे मुक्ति चाहिए. तो मुक्ति की आवश्यकता तब तक है जब तक आप उसको ढूंढ रहे हैं. The moment you accept that I am just a tiny happening in the God, you don't need mukti. Because you are already, जितना है वो उतना ही है. वैसे भी you are not going to stay forever. Your experience will survive after death. You, what you have experienced, जो आपने भोगा है, वो उसमें से बहुत सारा हिस्सा survive हो जाएगा. लेकिन you won't be there forever because you are not the stand-alone entity. You are not an entity. There is only one entity, one agency, where this all intelligence, where all these things are happening. Intelligence cannot exist without the existence. Yeah?
So I also
Yeah,
had
more questions?
Yeah, I got one last. So, what was the first question that made you realize there was something deeper than everyday life? I'm sure.
I guess I was for some people it might sound कुछ लोगों के लिए बहुत सुनने में ये अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन जो उस स्तर पर हैं, like if you are there you'll understand. I think I was 4 or 5. I always realized something is not aligning with the world. Something is little off. And with my all kind of doings, I was always, because I was into sports, when I was a sprinter, so I used to run. I used to watch, was watching the time and how we do everything. I realized in everything, every aspect, in all kind of systems, like interacting with my teacher, with my parents, every detail used to surprise me that something is very off. It feels like that I am means I am somebody important, but within a second it gives me a realization, oh, no, this one is also important, and that one is also important. So that means I'm not the only one who is here, okay? And then at the age of, there is this place called Janapuri, if you all are aware about. I was into martial arts. There was this water fountain, musical water fountain. Still remember, and I was very mesmerized by it. The moment that the lights will go on, the colorful lights, and the water goes up, splash comes out, it goes down, again goes up, again comes down. I used to watch that. It was, I still watch water a lot. So I thought this goes up, but when it comes down, it feels like somebody's throwing me. And something is very much like us. It is not different. It gives me an experience. It gives me a reason to exist. That is the moment I realize something is there which is not in my control, and I cannot control it. So I stopped controlling it. The moment I gave my knob, my regulator, and it is since then happening. I always have a problem, which is, I find, I'll call problem, because for normal people to stay with me can be difficult. I have a too much of attention problem. I'm always watching, but people with me, they will think I'm just smiling with them, but I'm always watching. So this was my habit in school, everywhere, even in my competition. I knew something is to sink, watching and having attention. Before the action happened, it was already in the brain. So what we realize so many times in your life, you see the information is coming prior in your head, right? You know it, and next second it is happening. This shows that how limited we are. So that shows that you are a display where things are happening. But things are happening from somewhere else. It's not in your control. How much ever you want to control, आप कितना भी कंट्रोल करना चाहे, वो नहीं होगा. और यही प्रॉब्लम है कि हम लोग इसको कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं. कंट्रोल हमें सिर्फ तभी इसको सीमित तौर पे रखना चाहिए जब अगर आपको कुछ सिकनेस है. सिकनेस, आई वुड एडवाइस एनीबडी इज having temper and lot of issues, anger and uh, you know it what I mean. Somebody can be a murderer. We have serious issues in the society, right? We have we can see now in society how mad this world is. The moment you open the digital world, you realize, oh, so many happenings. There only we should have some sort of control and some sort of guidance. Otherwise, I would never advise anybody to stop the intelligence. Don't be a brain dead, right? And of course, when you have brain stroke, any kind of ailment you are having, a lot of people think that when you have brain stroke, the brain is damaged. I would put it in another way. I think the uh, intelligence, the other side uh, phenomena, the patterns, the systems get exposed. Only the regulator is now open. So it's like the knob is open and you have no control on such people. I have been closely studying anybody who's got brain issues. So I find you, um, many will say that doctors will say, and it all depends how you are seeing the reality. Not I'm talking about only these eyes. Uh, to decide that what is the real nature of the reality, the fundamental nature of the reality, we need to first decide what is the ontological primitive. You cannot just have materialistic theories that brain creates consciousness, and then of course you'll get, if brain creates consciousness, then what happens post fact? So my inquiry, just turn the other way around, look at it from the experiencer's eyes. So that's why all these eyes, anything, any kind of creature you see, even I in my realization, I feel what you don't see, that does not mean it does not exist. So right now next to your seat, आपके साथ या यहाँ पे इस space में क्या क्या है, you not all can, yeah, you need to deep dive, and of course there is more. So that's why for me brain does not create consciousness. Okay, brain maybe is a could be a predictive machine or something like that, and maybe from the outside you can say created concept जो आप बन के आए हैं, pattern में से निकले हैं, whatever content you have. So I would call that how the separated ego looks like. Maybe that is the body, the brain and the body. It's managing both the ways. So that is why when you start realizing and you keep going deeper and deeper, what you see, okay, lot more is going. You have to be open for that. So don't control yourself too much if you're okay. If you have some awareness, you know it, then of course you need a control. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah.
We had one question from the audience. George, can you?
Yes. So, first of all, now thank you so much for that, throwing so much light on such a difficult topic. Even I got to learn one or two things from here. So, I would like from the audience, if anybody has a question regarding this topic or anything, yes, you're right there.
Hello, good evening. I somehow feel you got into my consciousness and almost answered my question, but I'll still ask the question. So, conditions like anxiety, depression, or trauma shift consciousness awareness from the present moment that create internal loops or distressing thoughts. What advice do you have for our youth? I wish we all had a regulator that we could turn on and turn off, but some advice from you, please.
That's an amazing question. I think a lot of people might have that thoughts. Yeah, please.
Now this word is actually meant for the anxiety. You have to first realize that. Word means diversified experiences. Now you look at me, you will have anxiety. I look at you, I have anxiety. Because we all are, our contents, our box is different than each other. We are not same. On deeper level, we are one. Okay? One means that foundation. But we are not same. People who are having anxiety or serious ailments, sickness, you cannot do anything about it. We cannot give them advice on them. Do you think they will hear the advice? You have to stop giving advice. You have to completely stop giving advice, and if somebody is bedridden, you have to give them service as best possible in your control. But if somebody is at home totally fine and still got that chaos, understand that pattern, that body, that compound, that boundary is actually to explore such things. The moment you understand that we are all shared experiences of different patterns, different, let's say, consciousness. Have you seen pancake? Anybody knows what is pancake or dosa, right? Now you put it up on the plate. Plate is the foundation. You keep topping it, topping it, topping it, right? Now the other one pancake says to other pancake that your shape is like this, your content is like this. Why don't you become like me? It won't be possible. Now when you keep them at home, there also existence becomes a very troublesome thing because whole day there is a chaos at home. You can't control that. The only way is this: you cannot, if you can understand, you cannot control people. You cannot control anyone. Neither you can control yourself. Because when you suppress yourself, you're suppressing your content. You need to release your content. Okay? And of course, when I say there are serious contents which are very dangerous, murderers, rapists, that is the moment we have to look for the help. We cannot advise the people who are having too much going on. Too much means too much. They cannot stop their thoughts because they're helpless. That is what it is, how they are. Though you have to understand through those boundaries, chaos, such patterns are like that. It's moving, it's just overflowing. They are not in control. It's up to you. You would like to be friends with them, or you would like to help them, you would like to marry them, you would like to do whatsoever. If they are your parents, your sister, brother, you can service them, husband, wife. I'm sure it's going on and on. Like one will say, "Oh, and at the end, first 2, 3, 5 years, it is not exposed the content. Okay, after 5, 6 years, आजकल तो I see from the first day only they expose. So one can be the carrier of the other one. It has become like this कि पहले दिन से आजकल expose कर देते हैं. So it is up to you how you want to have a relationship. It is our, when you asked me like what is the meaning of life, and now I hear this question. Our life is, it is meant to be used. Let me be very strict. It is meant to be used. I don't want to solace your mind that our life is great. we are great, we are God, we are this and that. No, it is meant to be used. So it's better to have an understanding that how much you can resist and how much not. You have to make your own boundaries. How much you can take it. Our life is to service each other, not in the way we. I'm not talking about the altruism here, helping each other and that. That is the later part for sure. I'm talking about here servicing each other means because this is order to disorder. All of us are order and disorder of each other. You got it because we're all coming out of different patterns of consciousness, within consciousness, and happening also in consciousness. And when we are in front of each other, because all the contents are different, it becomes very heavy. Heavy why? Because two very angry contents can't stay at yeah, it is not possible. So that is why you need to understand our lives are meant to be used. So as faster you understand this, ये इस्तेमाल के लिए बना है. We are like a live herd. You know live herd? We are live herd. So let's not comfort ourselves that we are somebody very great and look at yourself when you are not with anybody. Look at everything. You'll realize that there is so much of animalization happening. Do you think we are something different than any animal? Just we can experience little more. We have deeper. We can think. We can do much. We can walk. We can wear whatever we want. It is not different than any animalization. So how can you control the animalization when we are animals? You can't control the animalization. When we do dhyana, do pranayama, these all are methods. But being a meditator from very long, I would not advise this also for all. Because this somewhere actually is strengthening your individual self-content. You know, individualistic content, what you are carrying. What happens then once you are doing dhyana, pranayama, you start thinking, your brain is a very, it's a moderating tool where the lot of manipulation is going, which is not in your hand, which is not seen from the naked eyes. So when you start suppressing it with dhyana, pranayama, or with all kind of methods, they become the tool to strengthen up what you are as an individual. So when you are as an individual a dangerous content, you'll realize you're bursting because of the suppression through meditation or any kind of methods. You realize even after chanting, you are calming down, but actually you're not calming down. You are not. Your brain is becoming dumb. This I am saying, who is into meditation, because it's not for everyone. Only the ones who have really, they can touch the foundation. They have in their boundaries, like in the radio, you see so many channels. So you have so many channels. You have bandwidth, limited bandwidth in your radio, and you can access so many channels. You understand? You are accessing so many channels. So don't confuse that I am the one where you are not, the song cannot become, or the channel cannot become the radio. It's all phantasmagoria. It's like many things going on. And after you do meditation, chanting, slowly you realize that you have suppressed and there is an anxiety. As I said, not with everybody, those whose channels, whose bandwidth can touch everything. That's different thing. You are made for that. You have to carry more crosses. Not only yours, you have to carry everybody's cross. And this thing I see lot of time people think somebody who's very good, very humble, very altruistic. People come to me, they say, why do I get, मुझे क्यों बुरे लोग मिलते हैं? क्योंकि इसीलिए तो बनाया, अभी तो पता है, you are to be used. One soft, 20 harsh. That's the combination. You know, geometry, maths, it's all the intelligence, what you see, what physics is, what maths is. We are talking about the biology. It's a biology, it's entirely we are talking about the patterns.
Yes, thank you so much for the answer. You have anyone? More questions? No? Yeah? Because we are about to wrap up, so if anybody has any questions, we can maybe. Ma'am, maybe I have a question. Can I ask?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So, you spoke about consciousness as a fabric. You said to us we are supposed to be used, and then so many things regarding how the way we look at the world has a very, like the way you look at the world, your perspective is so different from somebody else. Like, when did that change kind of got, like, when was that, change in perspective which entered your life? For example, a small kid, when he's born, it takes him almost maybe a year or few months because all the time he's just listening to the sounds, then he starts speaking. Depending on which region of the world he lives, he starts speaking that language. Like somebody living in Mumbai will have a different dialect than somebody in Japan or China. So in the same way, you were also like one of us, looking at that perspective. When did that perspective of viewer, observer change for you? Is something which I want to know.
I think this was when I said about the water fountain. I used to go to the fountain, water fountain, and gradually when I was modeling, dancing, and all, after many years, what I realized, I'm not the main character. I'm not the main character. So that main character ghost was in control, and I realized what's going on in spiritual template. That there are means it's a there is a huge template, and there are many kind of patterns, okay, systems, which are experiencing through us. So you can say we are just a third degree thing. We're just third degree thing, and we cannot be liberated. Okay, as many people can talk about, you can have liberation and all that. The only thing you can have is the awakenings, many awakenings. It's a process. It cannot happen in one day. It cannot. It's a process of dark night of soul and all that. Very good words we can put in, and yet. There is one thing which I feel has a significant importance, that is when you stop the words. No words. That is the time. Just take 3-4 days. I used to have mourn for very long, 5 days, 10 days. For a moment I thought I'll stop talking only. because there is no, we can talk in world, because, but you cannot treat the patients at home. Can you? You cannot. So I thought, okay, what is the point in talking when nobody is going to listen at home? I realized 10 days more, 20 days more, I realized why I need words. Why words are important. What is the beauty of etymology? What is the beauty of language? This gives me experience. This allows me to express myself to the another. So this is the time I realized that what is happening at the spiritual realm, that I am God, I am this and that, it's not, it's a, it's a very limited thought. Brain starts meditating, brain start doing all kind of, we have, I said we live in a phantasmagorical realm. It's a very utopian society. We do our mangrahan kahani and we think, ki, acha, abhi I am God, yeah, I am this and that. It is having a very limited view. I realized, no, truth, the original, the foundation is plain. But that does not mean nothing is actually nothing. Nothing is absolutely enjoying this. But in abstracted way, in fragmented way, it's in bits and pieces. What I can experience, the qualia I can experience, the way I see the color red, the way you see the red color, we both will have a different explanation. The colors, any film you see, anything you read, you realize my experience is different than the yours. That is the moment I realized the foundation is something else and we are all related, very limited. We should not have a spiritual bypassing and we should explore everything. Yeah.
I think that answer kind of. I still have more thoughts, but then we are short of time. I would like to have one last question, and I don't know. I would like to put you on spot here, Miss Principal. We are here at your college, and you have so much of information, knowledge, experience. Is there something which you would like to ask her anything? Because I remember when at the beginning of the show, and she had asked me a question, and you did. So maybe she is the perfect one to answer. Yeah.
So change is the only constant thing in the world. We were to what we are now and how we are going to be in the future. So everything is changing and it's such a dynamic world. So what is that one mantra in your life that you've followed that you look very unaffected and very much at ease and everything is taking it in your stride? How do you manage to be that calm and be always, completely at peace? So, what is that one mantra, one advice that you can give to everybody to face life?
Good question. Now you are on the spot.
Shall I tell you what I do, or shall I tell according to the world? What I do is I've stopped looking for the peace very long ago because I realize in this world there is no peace. Peace is a very abstracted, or it's a very wrong doctrine. Don't look for the peace. Don't look for freedom. Don't look for escapism. Don't run away. This is how this world is supposed to be. And this is how you are. When you stop looking for the peace, then your brain creates capacity. We become very tired. We have a mental fatigue when we practice different methods which suppresses your very power of your cognition. Like you, what happens? You start exploring only one side of the content. Okay, it does not get interaction with the world, and lot of assumptions happen. Instead of having assumption, the one I won't give any mantra to anyone because I'm not. I do chant mantras because I'm born into this religion. The only one mantra which is very rare, very difficult, is metacognition. If you can watch yourself what you're doing every second, you will realize how mad you are. Watch your actions, watch what you talk, and when life is kicking right there, realize you are how helpless you are. Don't you should you should calm down for those times when you are facing hardships. What people they do when because we are driven by the narrative of materialism in the sense I call spirituality also materialism because wherever you say either you are let me first differentiate one thing. Materialism means either when we are saying brain creates consciousness, okay, and everything is the matter. So I deny that fact. Second thing I deny, when in spirituality we say you do dhyana, you do pranayama, you do all that, and now everything is in your control. No, it is not. You're still going to face the world. Still things will not change. Still you'll have to meet people who are absolutely the piece of they're very fragmented, fragile. So it's better to not look for peace. You look for, if you can watch yourself, attention. Attention plays a great role. Everything, this world is about attention. If in this room right now, in this hall, sit just, okay, can we all be like this? Put your hands on your thighs, be straight, and we'll realize what is actually attention is. Be straight. Now, you all, when you are watching me, is having attention, right? Now think I'm not there. Nothing. Just get very dull. Very dull. But a lot of things are coming. It takes time. It takes time for the motor to go down. It just does not. It is all your attention. Attention has made this world. I won't say attention is a fundamental force. Many other forces are evolved. The only fundamental thing is that core, I said, the consciousness. So attention is needed. So wheresoever you are, your content is as you have a responsibility to manage so many children, so many people. You are at that level. It's better to not look for peace because your content is that to explore this world. Okay? Stop looking for peace from tomorrow and you will be at peace. The moment you look for the peace, you will never find it. In this world, why there is no peace? That does not mean that the practices what we do through meditation does not have any meaning. They have one meaning in my realization. They can give you understanding. And that is what is the meaning. Understanding, attention. You know, in front of you, such people are there. Now, they are like that, and you have to manage that. You have understood. But now, when we question, what kind of people are these? That is what it is. For them, we are also like that. They are whole day doing this. Oh my God, what is this? Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for an answer. And I guess with that question, we wrap up the evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Rohit Jaiswal and Harima Priyanka, for sharing so much value, information, and light on today's evening on consciousness, the God problem, and meaning of life. So, can we have a nice round of applause for them? One final time.
I still want to say something to Neha. This story will, if you allow me, this will take maybe 50 seconds. Yeah, Neha. There was this guy called Pookie. Okay. And now Pookie heard from many friends and many people who were at the spiritual realm. You know, very special people. They think they are the only one who have God. They are very blessed. Okay. So Pookie wanted to be enlightened, and Pookie went to a lady who used to give this experience called enlightenment. Okay. And Pookie went to mountains to that lady. The lady was very old, and she was not a traditional guru. She used to wash utensils at home. She was looking after everything, take care of everybody. Okay, very old lady, like 80, 90-year-old. And Pookie goes to that lady and said, "Please enlighten me. I request, I want to be enlightened." Pookie had lot of money. He was fully financially very stable, and he had earlier gone to many spiritual leaders. So somebody advised him the last step is left is to be enlightened. The lady tells him she wasn't ready to teach him because she was not a traditional guru. She never wanted to be a guru. That's why she did not enter that market. She said, "I'm okay in cleaning household utensils and look after everyone." He insists, and the lady tells Pookie to dig a well. There was this well, and Pookie starts digging for 5 days. 5 days he was digging the well. He says, "This is a hard work. To get enlightened, I'll have to work this hard. Somebody told me you can just do like this and I can be enlightened." Lady said, "You carry on, otherwise I'm not teaching, huh? Otherwise you can get lost. I'm not teaching you how to be enlightened." He kept digging, and the well was completely, that became a place which was completely gone. Then she said, "Now remain in this well for 2 days." So he became a caveman and he was left over there. He got enlightened. And suddenly the bell rang. He woke up from his bed. He realized neither he was in, he was not there, and there was no lady. So enlightenment and peace and awakening is not the absolute thing in itself. These are just uh, templates and patterns within the existence experience, when you get tired of this world, it's actually the suppression of the intellectual suppression. That you don't, that is when we look for peace. The only enlightenment is this: the caveman Pookie realized how important for me to come out of this cave.
Great. I hope Cookies remains enlightened. And now it's time to wrap the show. And thank you so much. We had a nice evening of consciousness, knowing the God problem and the meaning of life. We can have the curtains down, and let's, for one final time, a louder round of applause for both the personalities for giving us your time and making maybe our life a bit easier, hopefully. Thank you so much. Just few announcements as people leave. Can we have the music off? Yeah. The lights would be on outside as well, so you can make your way outside. The vector team people can stay back, and yeah, thank you so much for your time, and have a nice evening. Bye bye.
यार पिक्चर का डायरेक्टर असीम मात्र चैन